Hello, my wonderful wolf pack, and welcome to Dawnbringer on YouTube now. Yeah, Twitch pulled a stunt recently that I am not quite a fan of, so YouTube is now my permanent residence from here on. So get the word out to all those that you know that are my fans. Let them know that, hey, Twitch is no more unless the company actually shapes up. YouTube will now be my place of residence from here on. And today is a big stream, as I said it would be. This, as you can tell by the title, is a big recap stream. As I'm playing, I will be basically summarizing all of the lore that is missing on my YouTube channel, so everyone can be up to date and on the same page. I'll even be summarizing past live streams on Twitch that are either now gone or are uploaded to YouTube, so we can all be on the same page. I won't be summarizing absolutely everything. I'll be starting from the point of the first bit of lore that's missing. And technically it's not missing, it's now unlisted. It's the invitation Star receives from Aknatos for his party. I unlisted that one because, for some reason, my mic wasn't being recorded, so it just is easier to unlist it and summarize it here. And I will make a more condensed video for all of this, so it'll be much shorter summaries. Basically going rapid fire through everything. Yes, that's how I say it, Aknados. If you want me to say it a different way, let me know. Let me know. Anyways, so, I will be making a more condensed video, at some point in the future, just to make this stream a bit more, just to have this stream be relegated to side content. If you want more in-depth summaries, you can watch this whole stream, or you can watch the video that I'll post later. I just need to get a PNG tuber ready for that video, and an update video I'll be making after. Speaking of the update, I'll go over everything here, and then I'll go over everything here, and it'll be also added to a later update video. So, here's the thing. From here on out, I want to change my channel. It'll still be gaming, and Dawnbringer will still be a part of it, but it won't be the main content of the channel. I just haven't been satisfied with the fact that the written lore has just taken over my YouTube channel. Like, I want to keep you all in the loop for what lore is happening, but it just doesn't really motivate me to make videos or stream or really do lore if it's constant, if all of the lore that I do will just be taking over my gaming channel. I'm a gaming creator. I play games first, storytelling second. And yes, I like to mix the two, but not to this degree. So, from here on out, there will be less written lore on the channel. And I'll do streams like this and make a summary video for all of the written lore before any in-game lore. So, be aware of that. I will be doing more streams like this where I summarize all of the lore that I am missing on my channel. So, if there's not going to be any more written lore, then what's going to be on the channel? Well, gameplay videos. I want to showcase more of my personality. I want to showcase me a lot more on my channel, because it is my channel, so I should be able to showcase my personality. So that's what I plan on doing. More just standard gameplay. So we'll be doing more streams like this where I'm just playing the game and just relaxing, and I'll be chatting with you all, and every now and then before any in-game lore, I'll do one big stream where I summarize everything that's happened in the background that you all haven't seen. So that way we can all be on the same page. And I want to have more variety in the games I play. I don't just want to play Minecraft. Like, yes, Minecraft is near and dear to my heart. I've been playing it for nearly 10 years. But even still, I want more variety. I want to play FNAF, Undertale, Deltarune, Portal, so on and so forth. Like, I want to play a lot more games than what I have currently, which is just Minecraft. So, not only will you be getting more content overall in terms of gaming content, but you'll also be able to... I'll also be able to stream many more games for you all. And it'll all take place here on YouTube. So, it's a one-stop shop for everything. Streaming and videos. So, really, you all are in the clear from here on to just be on the YouTube channel. Of course, I'll let you all know if I do eventually switch back to Twitch, but for now, YouTube is the primary platform. So I'll be building up this channel a lot more than I will my Twitch. Like, if I ever do stream on Twitch, it may be for something very small and just, like, very occasional. Now, something I want to do for you all... Yes, Golden, you are in this. Something I want to do for you all is I want to get a community server. I want to open up a community server for those that are in the Discord. Obviously, eventually it'll be more restricted to, like, certain ranks on the server or something like that. But for now, I want to open up a community server for everyone that's in my Discord. I don't have any kind of server platform just yet. I have the Discord server ready, but it's but that's only one thing in terms of a Minecraft server. I have no moderators, nor do I have the actual server itself. I need to save up money for that, so I do have that in my sights, but it's not happening just yet. So if any of you want to join the community server, go ahead and join the Discord. The link is in the description right below this stream. So just scroll down a bit and click the link to join the Discord, which will get you access to the community server. And with all that out of the way, I think we're in the clear. And yes, Oknados. More servers. So without further ado, I got myself a drink so I can replenish my voice if needed. Allow me to shrink chat. Scroll up. If you all are ready, then I am too. Let's get in with the first entry. Time to summarize, Ursa. Time to summarize. Oh boy. Gonna have to try and multitask the best I can. Okay. So the first stream is Oknados' invitation to his party. Yeah. It's late at night, and Oknados is flying over Spawn Beta until he finds Star's home. Since this is the first time he has ever visited her, he knocks on her door and waits for her to answer. Star is down in her library when she hears the knock. She heads up the ladder to find Oknados at her door. If you'll recall, this is back when she was cursed by the Snow Queen to bark during the day. So it's good that Aknatos found her now, at night, because otherwise he wouldn't really be able to understand her. Agnatos compliments her home and asks who cursed Star and why when she brings it up. She tells him that it was the Snow Queen and warns him to steer clear of her. Agnatos already knows as much and lets her know about a party he's planning and invites her. She's happy to go and lets Ak know that if he hasn't invited Golden yet, she'll drag him to the party. Aknatos lets her know not to worry about that, as Golden is security for the party. It's so hard for me to multitask, dear lord. Forgive me if I pause a lot. There are 40 separate entries in this. I really should have pre-recorded this, but I didn't have time, dear god. Okay. Agnatos says how he can tell things are a bit tense currently, and he's nervous about what everyone will think of him. Star comforts him and lets it slip that she had to be forgiven by Emona for sneaking around her house and finding Jet. And she lets him know that Jet is in the vault for a good reason, though she doesn't know exactly why. Then he mentions how he wants to practice heat magic, and while Star isn't really an expert in heat magic, she lets him know that Emona and Yonk could possibly help. And after that, he flies off. Let's see. Do I have any sheep heads at all? I don't think I do. I got llama heads, squid heads, I got all the different kinds of heads and not sheep of all things. Okay. Hi, buddy. I really gotta give you a name. Feel free to bet in chat over what name the snow golem should have. Seeing as I brought home 2 name tags, I can use one of them to name him. So, place your bets. What's the name gonna be? Also, if you have any questions at all about the lore, if anything's confusing you, feel free to ask. Don't hesitate. I am always willing to pause. I will be pausing in between all of the lore, to see if anyone does have any questions. If anything's confusing or whatever. No questions? Well, there goes that one. Luckily I have iron blocks and ingots in my inventory. Alright. Going once. Going twice. Moving on. Okay, part 2. When Star goes to the werewolf lair. I really need to label these chests so I know where everything is. Oh, nailed that. I don't think I have a netherite chest. Because, I mean, when would I have a block of netherite? Okay. Hey, put the hay away. Why is there TNT in here? TNT goes over here. I know mobs can only spawn at like level 0, but I'm a hardcore player. We're made to be paranoid. Anyways. I keep getting sidetracked. Dear Lord. I cannot focus. Star looks at her book of werewolf information and sighs. She wants to know more about her heritage and her species, but she just doesn't have anyone she can ask. Then she looks at the book Golden gave her about after the whole fake fight fiasco. In it, he tells her he may have seen a living werewolf and gives her the coordinates. Excited, she gathers supplies and rushes out the door, eager to speak to another werewolf. She heads to Spawn Gamma and flies in the direction of the coordinates. It's a long way out, which gives her plenty of time to think of questions for this new friend. Once she nears, she's horrified to see fire, and lots of it. She lands and wanders around until she finds the entrance, overgrown with vines. She walks around to find skulls of once living werewolves, cobwebs, destroyed structures, and more fire. It terrifies her. She finds a podium with a book on a lectern and 2 more books in a chest nearby. She reads the first book, which details their laws and customs. The second is more personal, and is advice for future werewolves who find the lair. It is also a last goodbye, seemingly written not long before the attack that the lair in the condition that left the lair in the condition it is in now. The last one is a book saying farewell to 2 werewolves, a couple. They had found a portal and wanted to try and go through it, hoping it would bring them somewhere safer. Star pieces together that it must be talking about her parents. Once she is done reading, she realizes how alone she is. She has no one that can understand what it's like being a werewolf. She doesn't have anyone who can truly understand her when she's barking. She's alone. But then it hits her. She isn't alone. Golden can understand her, and Emina is still willing to help her figure out a code. She has a whole bunch of friends back in Spawn Beta. Emina, Golden, Ryan, Yonk, Ognatos, and more. She knows they will all be there for her. With her newfound resolve, she flies back home and tells Golden what she found before heading home and writing all of these new detail in her book of werewolf knowledge. I accidentally put away my food. Whoopsies. Alright, time for questions. Anything confusing within that summary of Star finding the werewolf lair and then telling Golden about it when she gets back? No questions? Alright. I'm gonna have to put signs on both sides, I just realized. Because, I mean, what happens if I'm just walking this way and want to see? Oh, dear lord. More signs than I realized. Alright. Oh wow, that was perfectly enough to finish off that row and do this side of this row. Wow. Let's see. If I do it this way, then maybe. Because I have... I don't know. Maybe if I push it one more block back. One more block out in this direction, then I would. But I would have to go so far up. I'm lazy. I don't know. At least I'm honest about it. I need more wood. Okay, anyways, scroll down a tiny bit. Okay. This one is the Valentine's Day information. Valentine's Day talk with Emina and Ryan. So happy you don't have to destroy chests anymore. Or... Alright. Star is adventuring through Emina's territory when she overhears Emina and Ryan chatting. She tries her best to sneak around and listen in when she is inevitably spotted. Ryan asks if Star has anyone to say I love you to today, as it is Valentine's Day. Star says no, as she is working on herself for now and not really looking for a relationship. Emina points out that self-love is important, and Ryan lets Star know that she can say I love you to her pups. The sun raises and Star is forced to bark due to the curse, which brings up the topic for Ryan to finally know. Ryan hugs Star to try and comfort her, and Emina tells Ryan how the curse came to be. Ryan mentions he needs to see the Snow Queen soon, and Emina and Star vehemently object to it. Ryan and Emina go into her home to try and talk in private, but Star listens in from outside. Ryan mentions he got a mission from the Snow Queen, which causes Star to head to the library to grab an empty book to let both of them know her situation with the deal. When she returns, Star tells them all about the deal that she made with the Queen to get the heart in exchange for information, and her and Marth's plan to try and avoid it. Or rather, not avoid it, outsmart it. Ryan mentions how the Queen must be desperate if she is relying on Star to get the heart. He mentions how Star is very kind and has a big mouth. She is wont to tell those she cares about every detail of the deal, as she did so just now. So it seems illogical to him that anyone is trying to work to please her. Ryan eventually leaves to go and see Yonk. Star mentions that she originally tried to hide the deal from them because she felt they would hate her for it. Emina comforts her, and Star mentions that she just wants to keep her pack safe, which includes Emina, which makes her quite happy to be seen as Star's pack. And the two hug before going their separate ways. And for this one and the previous entry, there are images in the Discord server, so that's another reason why you should go and look at the Discord server, as there are images of all the books and everything, and of the wolf lair. So, any questions? Nice. Domes. How about bones? No questions? All right. Alright, so this is the night of Valentine's Day, and Star talks to Golden. Star can't sleep on the night of Valentine's Day, so she and Cassiopeia head over to Golden's house. Star asks Golden his thoughts about what she found at the werewolf lair. He isn't sure on his thoughts and plans on heading over to the lair himself to take a look around. Star tells him where it is and more about the destruction she found. She's pretty sure the only werewolves to have survived were her parents because they left. Golden mentions he's just happy he was able to save one of the last remaining werewolves. Star realizes she hasn't really told Golden what happened in her past before they met. After telling him the story, as she tells the story, she starts to get very emotional over not being able to save her parents. Golden comforts her and lets her know that her parents would not have wanted her to take the risk of possibly saving them, and that they still live on in her. Star feels very comforted by his words and continues on with her backstory. Star and Golden realize that something must have happened when she blacked out to bring her as close as she was to Golden's path, but they decide to dismiss the matter for now. She thinks back to her first interaction with the Snow Queen and apologizes for not listening to him in regards to going to visit the Snow Queen for the first time. He dismisses it as she tried to do something no one else would: make peace. He is actually quite proud of her for trying. After giving Star some advice on sticking to her beliefs, Star finally decides to head home. I'm just going to move on, assuming that there are no questions. Because, again, there are 40 entries in this, and we're only 5 in. So, yeah, let's get cracking on this, shall we? A few days after Star chats with Golden, she has a nightmare. It starts off normal for her, a flashback to when she was run out of her village. She tries to keep her head down and avoid that outcome, though after a while, she notices how empty the place is. But then Emina comes out of a house nearby, and she's relieved to see her. Though Emina mentions how she deserved to be run out, which confuses Star. Emina elaborates on how much of a monster Star is, how little control she has over her wolf form, and how little she understands of herself or her abilities. Star tries to explain and reason with Emina, but to no avail. Emina continues criticizing her, pointing out how her pacifistic tendencies won't be able to help her in the long run, and how mad she is that Star infiltrated her home and possibly hurt Jet. Star begs for Emina to calm down and continues trying to reason with her, but Emina continues on, calling her prey, which really hurts Star. And it just... And all of Star's pleading just proves Emina's point of how weak Star is in comparison to her. Star says she's working on it, but Emina then threatens her to hurt her pups or even her brother. And no matter how much Star pleads, Emina continues marching on. Eventually, Emina disappears, and another voice speaks up. The Snow Queen. The Queen once again asks for Star to join her. But Star again declines, saying she's happy where she is. She's happy with her family and her pups within the city. But the Queen pokes and prods at her resolve and reasoning, using the previous events as proof. Eventually, Star tries to retort, but only ends up telling the Queen they have erected a ward. Something that should have been kept a secret that the Queen would never know until it's too late. But instead, Star slipped up and told her. Eventually, she wakes up and heads over to Emina and Ryan's home for comfort. They talk to her for a while, and she admits to telling the Queen about the ward. Soon enough, they let her know she's welcome to sleep there for the rest of the night. She agrees, and after allowing Ryan to get a blood sample, for some unknown reason, she heads to bed. The next day, Star wakes up in Ryan and Emina's house and plans on heading home. On her way, however, she decides to stop by Golden's house to talk to him about her nightmare. While Emina and Ryan were successful in calming her down in the moment, the dream still did leave her uneasy the next day, so she wants to see if her brother can help calm her down more. She heads down and tells him all about her nightmare. The longer she spoke, the more fear resurfaced. Golden did well at keeping Star calm as she spoke. She goes on to finish telling him about the dream, her mistake of telling the Queen about the ward, and how Emina and Ryan helped to comfort her after she awoke. She confides in him about her worries over her mistake. She fears that with the information given, the Queen could do something to cause the plan to go up in flames. Golden tries to calm her down by saying that since the Queen isn't on this plane, she can't do anything about the wards, especially since she most likely needs the heart to be able to get to this plane. Star refutes that notion due to the fact that she has a deal with the Queen to give her the heart the minute it is out of Jet. But she immediately denounces her own claim by then mentioning that she and Marth have a plan to give the Queen only a piece of the heart. Golden says, Golden agrees that because of that, there's nothing to fear, and the Queen just tried to capitalize on Star's nightmare to instill fear in her. After a bit more back and forth, Star mentions she wants to learn how to shift into a wolf, but doesn't want to go to Emina for it since she tends to go to her for a lot of stuff. After that, she leaves. A few days later, Star heads to the library to look through the books to see if anything interested her. When she arrives, a black cat named Butler greets her. He murmurs loudly to call for Yonk, who promptly asks Star what they want upon seeing her. Star asks Yonk if she has seen their letter inviting her to tea. Yonk says no due to hardly ever checking her mail nowadays. So Star lets her know the contents and that she would like her help in trying to meditate as they have never done it before. Yonk is happy to give it an attempt and leads them upstairs to her own personal kitchen, though the act of meditating is something that puts Yonk to sleep, as she claims. The two talk about how they feel about family, which gets pretty deep, but Yonk never really tries to help Star meditate. Eventually, the topic of the wolf lair comes up, and Yonk tells Star that she can help set a new precedent for werewolves by writing an autobiography. That way, if there are any other werewolves, or anyone who chooses to read it, they can learn from Star's mistakes and her experiences to hopefully live a better life. Star is happy to do so and makes plans to start writing soon. Star asks Yonk if there is another method she can think of to help them shift into a wolf, but Yonk can't think of any. After a brief mention of Aknatis' party, the two go their separate ways. A week later, Star heads to the community house with Cassie to return a book and then go play. As Star is looking at the map to find a good place to play with Cassie, someone approaches them, which causes Cassiopeia to growl in an attempt to protect Star. Star turns and greets this mystery individual. They call themselves Ren and are new to the area. Star invites her to the library since she already planned on going there anyway, and Ren mentioned wanting to speak with Yonk. Ren mentions she has memory loss, which causes Star to laugh a bit at how common the affliction seems to be. Ren is in awe of how many books there seems to be, and Star mentions that Yonk most likely wrote a lot of them, as she used to be a writer but fell out of practice with it at some point. Star notices the scar going across Ren's face and asks about it, but lets her know that if she doesn't want to answer, it's fine. Ren gets a headache from it and mentions that it was most likely caused by lightning, only guessing due to the scar looking like lightning. Star mentions that scars don't randomly hurt like Ren's does and points out that she has a huge scar on her back due to her near-death experience when she was younger. The two go back for a moment on whether or not Ren should recover her memory until Star mentions Golden, which Ren recognizes, as they met when Ren first arrived. Star briefly talks about her backstory before warning Ren about the Snow Queen. After a bit more conversation, the two part ways. Alright, after that quick lightning round, any questions? I just want to make sure that I'm not confusing anyone. Also, don't mind the probable straw sounds. I have a smoothie. I also have water because this smoothie is just about empty, but still. Forgive the straw sounds if you hear any. Alright. No questions? Going once. Going twice. Sold! Alright. Now, I do need to preface that this next bit of lore takes place 3 months before Golden joined the server. So, I don't know when Golden joined in relation to when I joined. I don't know how long before that was. But, yeah, simply put, it's 3 months before Golden and maybe a couple more before me. I'm just not sure. So, yeah, this is a flashback to GoldenEye's time, alone for 4 years. Anyways, Golden returns from a nearby village with supplies, food, and information. Star is still a wolf at this point, as she hasn't really calmed down enough to be able to shift back. Which is actually why that happened when they arrived in Dawnbringer. Star was calm enough to finally shift back, as she was too on edge to do so at any other point. Just thought you'd want to know. Anyways, so she walks out and begs him for some food. He mocks her for relying on him so much and gives her some. She thanks him again for saving her when they first met, and asks him what he thinks their future home will be like. Golden mentions that he heard of a city that sprouted up a year or so ago in the direction they're heading. Though he is suspicious of it, he's willing to give it a chance. After a run-in with a pillager gang, the two head to bed. Back in present day, Star finishes writing all of this within her autobiography and makes plans to spar with someone to hopefully get better at fighting. Now this is when, like maybe the next day or a couple days later or so, I'm unsure exactly, but this is when Aknatus's party happens, which is a video on my channel. So after the stream, if you want to catch up on that, or just need a quick refresher of what happened, feel free to go ahead and take a look at that. The VOD is on my channel, so feel free to look at that. It's one of the only streams within this summary, the summary lightning round that is actually saved. Like, so far we've gone over, like, 2 that are, like, 2 summaries that are about unsaved live streams. So, yeah, well, we're gonna have a couple more. So get used to it. Alright. Next! A few days after the party, Star heads to the arena to practice fighting on her own, but ends up finding Emuna there. Star asks to join her for a bit of practice, and Emuna accepts. After a lot of back and forth, Star eventually pins Emuna to the ground with their sword to her throat, which triggers a painful flashback for Emuna. Star backs off upon seeing Emuna's panic, and eventually, once she's calm enough, Star asks if she's okay, in which Emuna nods, asking her to not pin her via her throat again, and Star agrees, as it is a painful memory. The two go their separate ways after this. A couple days after that, Star heads back to the arena and finds Golden there, in which she chuckles to herself at the coincidence of finding 2 people on both of the days she just so happens to go to the arena. Golden agrees to train with her, and after a bit more back and forth, Star pins Golden to the ground the same as Emuna, but he uses Double Team to confuse her and escape. Eventually, the two go their separate ways after a good amount more training. and Star has many questions over what the heck just happened. The next day, Star is rifling through her books to try and figure out how the heck Golden created clones of himself, but can't find anything. Eventually, she gives up on looking and heads to Golden's house to ask him. He tells her it was a technique called Double Team and that there are 18 different kinds of techniques where he comes from. The ones he mentions are water, fire, flying, fighting, dragon, psychic, and dark. Star mentions the night the zombie horde nearly killed Golden, she heard him say Blaziken. Golden elaborates on it being the name of his species and that they are firefighting specialists. He lets her know that there are many different creatures in his world that go under the general name of Pokemon, and that they have their own language that sounds like they're saying their name over and over to anyone who can't understand it. After writing down the last bit of information, Star heads out to add this new book to her collection, happy to learn more about her brother. And just learn more things in general. Now, a few nights later, Star is having her usual nightmare of when she was cast out of her village. Or she thinks she is, but this time it starts with her outside of the village in the forest. As she approaches, she finds the wall with the guards in front of it, but she decides to stay hidden in the forest to avoid the same outcome of being chased out. Eventually, she hears crying and makes her way toward it, to find a wolf in front of two people. Not just a wolf. It's her. It's Star. As a wolf. Star gets the wolf's attention and calms it down before Star gets the wolf's attention and does her best to calm it down before anything bad happens. She lets it know that they are the same being. One wolf, one human, two halves of a whole. She asks what the wolf is doing there in a recreation of her trauma. And the wolf says that she just can't leave her pack. Their parents are their pack, but she just can't leave them. Star tells the wolf that their parents would want them to keep pushing forward as there are more people within their pack now that still need them. People like Emina, Ryan, Marth, and Golden. This causes the wolf to ask if Golden is okay, and Star says as much. The two go out to supposedly hunt, as the wolf claims, but Star complains that humans aren't as fast as wolves, but the wolf says she's thinking about it the wrong way. She's neither human nor wolf. She's something in between. So she just needs to stop thinking of herself as a human and just go. Which gives Star the extra invigoration she needs to be able to push forward. Once they reach the other end of a clearing, Star reveals that she let her hunting instincts fall by the wayside, which disappoints the wolf. And at this point, the wolf encourages Star to bridge the gap and shift back into a wolf. But Star's nervous as she doesn't know how to bridge that gap, in which the wolf asks how big the gap really is. After a bit of thinking, Star realizes it's not as large as she thought. She was just wanting it to seem larger just out of pure fear for being cast out again. But she trusts her new pack. So she realizes that the gap is much smaller, so she's willing to cross it, now more than ever. After the two sit together for a bit, Star wakes up more content with herself and her past than she ever was before. The next day, Star wakes up and heads out to Golden and Emuna's and grabs Golden and Emuna for a game of hide and seek, with Star as the seeker. After the two agree, they go off and hide within the woods nearby, and after Star finishes her countdown, or count up, however you play it, she heads out to find Golden. But seeing as Golden's pretty quick, she gives up on him and just decides to go and find Emuna. A little ways away from Emuna, she does see her, but decides to stay quiet and catch her by surprise. So she tries her best and focuses on her fauna magic and successfully shifts into a wolf for the first time ever. Because if you recall, she was born a wolf. So she's never shifted into a wolf. She shifted to human, but not to a wolf, and back. And because she's successfully shifted into a wolf, the crown falls. She's finally free from the crown's influence. After getting Emuna's attention, Golden jumps down from a tree nearby and tells Emuna that it's Star. They notice the crown and pick it up before Golden can destroy it like he so desperately wants. Once Star brings it to Yonk for her to investigate, and everyone heads their separate ways. But on her way home, Star feels an itching sensation on her arms. She rolls up her sleeve to reveal a snowflake-shaped brand. She tries to heal it, but an eye appears in the middle of the snowflake. But once she stops healing it, it disappears. It freaks her the hell out, so she rushes back to Yonk's library to try and tell Yonk about what the heck just happened, but Yonk is already gone investigating the crown. So Star's just left to ponder on her new brands for a while, until she can finally tell someone and try and figure out something to do about it. Alright, before I address the next one, any questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. I don't think I labeled this as, yeah. Oh, that was well done. Sold to the idea of progression. Stoneway. Stoneway. Where did I... There it is! Oh. What was this again? String. Okay. That sign just freaking vanished. Into the ether. There we go. So, random wood items, sticks, can finally replace these books with bookshelves. Oh. Alright, now we have something more interesting to look at than just wood. So, with this next RP, and one other later on, let's see. In 1, 2, 3 more, not counting this one. If we did count this one, it's 4. If we count this one and the one itself, then it's 5. So, 3 to 5, depending on how you count it. Anyways, in 3 more entries, this one and a 4th entry coming up, and another entry coming up, it is with someone who has since left the server for some unknown reason. They did bid their farewells, but they didn't really say exactly why. It was for personal reasons, as they said, so I don't mind not knowing, seeing as it is personal. So, but I still feel it's right to go over it, not only to remember the person and their time on the server, as they were quite the nice person, but I also would like to go over it as it does have a lot of character exploration for Star. So you learn more about her and her mentality, what she's thinking in the moment, or about certain things, and so on. So, it has a bit more details about Star. So, I just feel it's right. Even if it's something short and it goes over basic details, I still want to go over it. Alright. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, begin! Star heads to the library not long after... Oh, shoot! Wait, I accidentally skipped one. Hang on. Before that one, this RP and a couple others within here are from a separate channel than the regular RP channels that I cover in the written lore videos. It's called Speak and Be Heard, and it's more for like single entry roleplay that basically just goes into what your character's thinking and doing in the current moment. And you could possibly get a response from Yonk playing some mystery watcher character. So, this is my first entry with its response. Star's sitting in her library, worrying about her new brands, and the eye that formed when she tried to heal them. Then she feels like someone, somewhere, shares her feelings. She can feel a sense of deja vu that isn't her own. She looks at her books for a brief second, and she can see a sun on one of the spines, but after she blinks, it's gone. Her palm starts to itch like never before. Suddenly, a thought intrudes her mind. What have you done? What have I done? What have we done? After the last thought, the itching fades, and it's almost like her palm never itched at all. And no matter how much she looks, She can't find the book. She can't find the book with the sun on the spine. Now for the RP with the person who's left. Star heads to the library not long after seeing the book with the sun on it to try and find it there. As she is searching, someone new gets her attention, who introduces themselves as Anton, or Ant for short. He asks Star if they know a good place to start reading up on this place, and they detail every single kind of magic. He asks Star if they know a good place to start reading up on this place, and Star tells him about the gods and all about the different kinds of magic. How everyone here is very kind, and also a warning about the Snow Queen. Ant asks for more details on cave magic in particular, and Star tells him as much as she knows, but it's not a lot, so she tells him that Emma would be a better source, as she is a cave mage. After Ant tells her where the book she's looking for is, the two part ways, with Star leaving the library with the book that she was so desperately looking for. Also, now that Star can shift back and forth into a wolf, she can talk during the day. So believe me, Star is very happy about that. So Star heads out during the day a few days later, happy to be able to talk again, and runs into Emina. The two chat on their way to Emina's territory about various things until they find Marth wandering around the edge of the swamp. Marth lets them know where they have been, and Star tells Marth about her progress with shifting. Emina brings all three of them to her home within her land for a more private place to talk. Marth tells them that they were in the Summerlands for the past while, and their plan did not go over well. The Summer Queen may have their eyes on Marth, so their plan with Star has to be changed, as it did most likely involve the Summerlands and their queen, which is basically the Snow Queen, but, you know, summer-based. So, the Summer Queen is Fae. So, Summer Queen is a tricky one as well. It is, and Star's okay with the changes and tells Marth that Emina knows about the deal with the Snow Queen and their plan to combat it. After comforting Marth, the three walk back to their home in Spawn Gamma. Star asks Emina to leave as she wants to speak with Marth in private. Once she's gone, Star tells Marth of her brands, and Marth reveals their own from the Summer Queen. It's a sun mark with an eye in the middle of their palm. Star tells them that she's afraid of telling Golden about the brands because she knows he would go to the Queen and do something reckless to try and get them off of her. Marth says there's no way to remove them, not even by cutting her arms off, and the only way to prevent Golden from doing so is by convincing him not to. After hanging out for a bit to calm down and building up a bee dome, Star heads home. A few days later, she decides to finally tell Golden about her brands, so she heads to his house, and once he sees them, he nearly falls over from shock, and he's furious that they're even there. He asks why Star hasn't told him until now, and she explains that she knows how reckless he can be and that there's no way to remove them, especially by going to the Queen herself. He falls to his knees and punches the ground in frustration. saying that he has been trying to give Star a better life than what he had, and he fears it's all for nothing. All of his effort is for nothing now that she has been claimed by someone without her consent. Star says it's not his fault, but her own. She was the one who took the crown, the stubborn one to go to the Queen's palace despite everyone's warnings. There is no way they could have known the Brands would appear. All they can do now is move forward and work on fighting against her. Golden fears that no one will trust Star anymore. Sorry about that. Golden fears that no one will trust Star anymore since the Brands mark her as a citizen of the Queen, whether Star likes it or not. Star believes they will, as she still hates the Queen, and they just need to focus on building the wards up for now. After a bit more comfort and a hug, the two go their separate ways. Moments later, Star heads over to Emuna's house to also show her. Emuna's quite upset and asks if, once the Snow Queen is defeated, Star will still be stalked by her, or will be compelled to do her bidding. Star doesn't know, as she wasn't really thinking about that when talking with Marth, but she's hoping for the best outcome of the Brands either just becoming horrible tattoos, or disappearing entirely upon the Queen's defeat. Emuna wishes she could help Star, but the Brands are far beyond her abilities. After Star tells Emuna not to blame herself, since it is Star's own fault for taking the crown, Star heads home, feeling quite worse for wear. But before she heads home, she wanders down the path toward the library tree, and falls down against a root as self-criticisms start flowing. Eventually, her thoughts spiral to her just leaving the city and going with the Queen. Because what's the point of being her captive elsewhere if she can just be her captive here? So, like, what's the difference of being her captive with her than being her captive here and just going in circles trying to find some form of fix to the situation when there might not be one? But her thoughts are interrupted as Ant leaves the library. Star asks if she can confide in him, and he accepts. And he says he's okay with it. She vents about her thoughts and about how they plan to... She vents about her thoughts, details her experiences with the Snow Queen and their plan to block her out. But Ant is still confused, so she explains a bit more about Faye, her amnesia, and the Snow Queen. Which causes her to bring up her brother, in which Ant capitalizes to ask her about him, as Ant did meet Golden upon first arriving before he met Star. So, with the topic change, it helps Star to cheer up a bit. Eventually, the two go their separate ways after a bit more comfort from Ant to Star. And Star feels much better than she did before. A few days later, Marth visits Star. The next day, Marth visits Star to help her with meditation, as she did bring it up to Marth the last time they met. But Star's in the middle of a game of hide and seek with her pups, and Capricorn gets distracted with receiving pets from Marth. Once Cassie finds Star, Star asks Marth what they need to do to meditate, in which Marth says that Star just needs to find somewhere comfortable to relax. So Star sits against a tree and relaxes as Marth guides them down into a state of trance. Eventually, in Star's mind, she ends up in the darker part of her mind that she tries to hide. Questions, self-doubt, and self-criticisms are all heard throughout her mind. They grow louder and louder until they morph into barks and screams, just reminding her of her past. Marth then appears, their dark half saying that while she has forgiven herself, time is what will heal the wound. Star continues to blame herself for her parents' deaths and the brands, and Marth says that while she can continue to blame herself, it will only prolong her suffering. She must accept what she has done and what has happened to her, or it will consume her. Star worries that she won't be able to trust anyone if she admits that anyone can do anything bad. But Marth says that trusting someone despite their capacity for cruelty is braver than trusting someone because they won't hurt you. Marth asks who has shown Star that they will be by her side no matter what, in which Star says that would be Golden, Emuna, and Ryan. Marth tells Star to give her trust out to others slowly, and those who aren't patient enough to earn it over time do not deserve it. Then they wake up, Star being much more content than before. However, Marth's magic is going haywire within them, so they tell Star to take the dogs inside and stay there before doing their best to head home. Break time for my voice. We're 22 entries in. Halfway. Oh, we're halfway there. Wow. Not gonna go on because copyright. And with this next entry, we're up to April. Because, yeah, we were all the way back in February with missing entries. So, yeah, there's a lot here. We have to go through April and May and the beginning of this month to catch up. So, yeah, there's quite a lot that is missing from the channel. Any questions? Any at all? Going once. Going twice. Sold! On April 1st, Ryan gathered multiple people. Emuna, Agnados, Marth, Mia, Wuffles, and Star in the church at Spawn Beta to tell them of an idea he has. He wants to create a group with all of them, more like a family, which is what they call it. Agnados will be the son, Emuna his wife, Mia their nephew, Marth the aunt, Wuffles their dog, as the person playing it was in a dog skin. And their actual canon character is kind of, well, dead. They're a ghost, so they can't really interact at all, so they just have to be the dog for now. Oof. F's in the chat for Wuffles. In reality, Wuffles is Dusk, but Wuffles is played by Dusk. But yeah, just for now it's just Wuffles. And Star is the crazy cousin, which gets a bit of a chuckle out of Star. If anything happens to them, Ryan says to blow a goat horn to let anyone nearby know. Like this. Like that. Anyways. Then Ryan plays a prank on everyone in which he pretends to divorce Emuna, and in which a chase breaks out, but they quickly lose track of Ryan, so Star heads to his home to see if he's hiding there. After searching around everywhere upstairs, Star heads downstairs and checks in every room, which leads her into the underground lab. But once she enters, she finds a bunch of ice and blood. So she quickly leaves, thinking that he wouldn't be there. Once Star makes it back to everyone, she notices things have calmed down and asks Emina and Ryan about the ice and blood, and Ryan says that it was just a surgery gone wrong, but Star knows that it has to do with Jet. And Emina and Ryan both say that Jet is doing okay and is still in the vault where Star once saw her. Hearing that sends a wave of relief through her, so she heads home. Happy to be a part of a new family within this land. A week later, Golden visits Star with a new cat named Enekororo, which is the Japanese name for Delcatty, apparently. I'm just gonna say Eneko, if the name ever comes up again. Star greets Eneko, but Eneko isn't quite a fan of Star. Golden asks what Star has been up to the past while. She tells him all about the new family Ryan created, his prank, and what she found in the lab, which causes Golden to ask if Jet is okay. And Star relays what Emina and Ryan told to her when she asked. Star asks about where his new cat came from, and he says he found it wandering in the woods. In which she asks what he was doing in the woods, but he dodges the question, which Star does notice. But eventually he does admit that he was looking around the werewolf lair, but got no more info on any werewolves that used to live around there than what Star had. After he checks out her goat horn, he leaves and Star goes back to playing with her pups. I'll break at 30 as we're at 10 left, and then I'll break at 35. And then I'll finally get back to playing at 40. As 40 is the last entry. So, let's keep going. God, my nose is itchy. What the heck? Like I'm scritching it, but it's not stopping. So, anyways. A new individual approaches Star's land with mutton, which catches her and her pup's attention. As a wolf, she carefully approaches, growling at him and looking at the crossbow to try and indicate that she wanted it gone. They say Aknatos and Emina nominated her for a survey, which causes her to immediately calm down, recognizing that if this person is still standing here, they must be trustworthy. Star apologizes for the hostile introduction upon shifting back, and they offer some mutton that Emina made, and Star gladly takes it. Star notices that this individual is a kobold, as their late parents used to teach her about them and many other species. They introduce themselves as Sting, and let her know she is free to decline any questions from the survey that she is free to decline any questions in the survey. And with that, the questions begin on a more negative note, with him asking her of the Snow Queen, in which she throws the question back at him with her hand on her sword, ready to make him leave. He calms her down by saying that if his opinion of the Queen was anywhere near positive, he would most likely not be standing here asking her questions, as he did give both Aknatos and Emina the same exact questions. With that, Star tells him everything she has gone through in relation to the Queen. He thanks her for her response and and decides to skip to question 3 as Star already mentioned knowing Yonk. So he asks what her opinion of Yonk is. Star believes Yonk is quite nice, if a little disconnected from everything due to how long she has lived. He then asks if Star is a native to this realm and what her opinion of it is. Star is a native, though she used to live very far away, and her opinion of it is very positive. Then Star nominates her brother for the survey and warns Sting of Golden's more guarded nature. He thanks her for her time and warning and heads out, while Star takes the bag of mutton home to eat. A few days later, Star decides to visit Emina, but finds her quite upset. She says that Jet and Ryan have been gone for a while, but doesn't elaborate on Jet's situation. She says that Ryan is at a place called The Rift, running experiments, and hasn't been home for a while. Star decides to try and cheer her up with a good hunt. They head out near Emina's territory to hunt some sheep. After killing 3, they all head back to Emina's house to prepare the meat. Star thinks back on some fun times with her parents when they would fang hunt in the woods around the village. Emina did similar things with her kin as an Emberling. For context, an Emberling is basically what they call a kid in Emina's culture. Star asks if Emina can teach her how to understand her pups via fauna magic, but that's one thing Emina doesn't know. So after they finish preparing the meat, Star takes her lot home to eat. But as she's eating the mutton, Star is thinking back to what Emina said about Jet and why she refused to elaborate when asked. Star is doubtful that Jet is with Yonk, as she doesn't think that Jet would be gone that long if she was with Yonk, and Emina would most likely know. And with Jet not being in the vault, and Star knowing of how affected by the Snow Queen Jet is, the only other conclusion Star can come to is that Jet is with the Snow Queen. It would even make sense with all the ice and blood Star found in the lab on April Fool's Day. So she questions why Emina and Yonk aren't doing anything. Maybe they have a plan, but just in case, Star decides to go and tell Marth about what she figured out and hopefully make a plan to save Jet from the Snow Queen. And once she arrives at Marth's home and tells her everything that happened, Marth figures the best way to get Jet out is to have one team distract the Queen and the other grab Jet. Star volunteers herself to distract the Queen, and they decide the team of Yonk and Emina would be best to go and get Jet out of there. Once the plan is made, Star heads back to Emina's house to tell her about it, but she convinces Star not to go through with it. Yonk does have a plan, and the best they can do is wait for Yonk to ask them for help. It frustrates Star to just sit around and wait, but she agrees to do so. After a moment, Star heads home and continues to work on her storage room before being knocked out. And what I just summarized is the last available stream on my Twitch channel. I will upload the whole thing onto this channel later. I promise. So, yeah. Now we're getting into everything from May in terms of what happened after that stream. What happened to Star? What happened when she was knocked out? Star wakes on a deep slate Okay, well, before I continue, one, I did build all of this, all of the stuff I describe. Like, I built a whole area for me to wake up in and everything. You know what? I'm going to fly there. I built a whole set for me to use in a stream, and I never freaking used it. I am disappointed. And drop down. Alright. Out we go to new spawn. Let's hope this thing lasts. Yeah, it's gonna last. Thank God. I was scared for half a second. Now, if I was going out to the wolf pack, to the wolf lair, I don't think it would actually survive. Hey, Cherry Grove. Did not expect that. Okay. I gotta let the chunks load. I believe I'm too far in this direction. Need to go this way. This way and this way. Like, I think it's like 36, 39. Or maybe it's 39, 36? Shoot. Okay, so it's 36.39. Wait, what? Was I wrong? Where the heck is my house? I built a whole set for this. Where did I put it? I didn't bring a boat with me. I'm not freaking swimming. Okay, there's the Queen's Palace. So it's just this way. It should be. Where the heck? And here's the problem. I don't think I saved the chords. Or rather, I used to have them saved, but I don't think I have them anymore. Let's just go to the Queen's Palace for now. Oh, fantastic. Oh, flip. I'm not dropping. No. Where's the palace? No. Well, I dropped. At least you don't lose enchants when an elytra breaks. So I can fix it up fine. Okay, time to check my screenshots. I still have them. It is 40. Okay, I'm dumb. It was 40,000 on the X. And 36,600 on the Z. Okay. So we just need to make our way very far this way. Thank God I saved the coordinates. Thank God I didn't delete the screenshot. Ah! Do 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 do. Unless the chunks were not reloaded, this should be where the house is. Haha! Yes! It wasn't! Oh, hallelujah. I placed all of this, even the trees. This was a barren island. I brought these sheep here. I did all of this just to sell the idea that it was a feasible base someone lived in. A wandering trader just randomly spawned and left their llama. That's why this is here. So, I tamed it, and it now lives here with the sheep. That works. I hope you all like the building, by the way. I'm not a great builder at all, but try my best. Got some tips from the Discord. The server's Discord. How much longer? Thank God. Yeah, like there are just like random freaking items here. Like potatoes, bread, wheat. Like literally random items. Squid heads. Gray dye, light gray wool, like... There are just random items. And this bell is here for a strategic reason. Because if we break this carpet... we go down here, and obviously I doubt in the actual game you'd be able to hear anything, but in lore, all the way down here, when someone rings that bell, you would know. Like, say you were in, like, the cafeteria, just, you know, sitting and chatting with a friend, or just eating on your own. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, God! We gotta go! So you would go into the farm, over here, and someone would, rebuild the nether portal with the obsidian from this chest. No, this chest. Haha. They would rebuild the nether portal, in which I've already gone through, and it's honestly shocking. It is very shocking what you find on the other side. I did not expect to see what I saw. Unless the chunks were reloaded. They were not. You just have a whole freaking nether fortress just right here. So, yeah. That's a surprise. Yeah, but they have a whole farm down here. All of the growable crops outside of beetroot, because who would grow beetroot? And this is like an aquarium. Like, I didn't want to make it stereotypical, you know? I didn't just want to have, you know, the evil flowing lava. In the center, as you would expect. Like, these are still people. They are still human. So why would they want to have something heating up the entire area when they could just have a nice little aquarium? Like, there are fish, they're just way up there. Yeah, so here's bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2 with 2 extra beds. Last person would be sleeping upstairs with the bell, keeping watch. And then storage room with extra, you know, furnaces, smokers, barrels, crafting table, blast furnaces, all that. Nothing else, trust me. Like, I will go X-ray, like, believe me, there is nothing else. I will go X-ray to prove it. See? Like, that's just a cave system. Like, there is nothing else in this area. So, yeah, there's nothing else here. Dear Lord, hang on. Okay. Anyways. So all the way down here, I actually did this all on my own. No tutorial at all. You have the cell, but what is that? Dispensers. I did this by myself. I wired it all on my own, and I'm so proud of it. It's so simple, but it works. It's functional. And yes, I intentionally made it so that the other sides do not repel, I guess is the word. But yeah, I intentionally made it that way. And this is a 5, 6, maybe even 7 block area. You cannot make this jump. I tested it multiple times. You cannot make it without dying. Even if you didn't have the lava behind you, you still could not make this jump. Now, maybe with the chains you could, but it's a 50-50 chance that it'll fall into lava. So, God only knows. And you can only grab so many of them. God, I'm so freaking proud of this! Ah! But yeah, you cannot make the jump. No matter how much you may try. And I just want to add a bit of realism by having the chains there. It's also as a form of semi-protection, just so you don't go too far and get too close to the lava. So you have like a good easy barrier. So yeah, this is kind of like the visiting platform, I guess. Like, and here's the thing. I tested it. It is close enough. It is close enough if you're just standing here for a splash potion to hit. Maybe if I was angled a bit further up, it would actually land on top of the deep slate. But still, it is close enough for a splash potion to actually hit the person that's standing there. Like, you could try and dodge it by going to the left or right, but obviously going back will mean you get burned. So I did some rigorous testing with this. And yeah, I could have easily not gone for the realism and or like did the realism and put the chains below the platform. But I didn't want to do that. So, yeah, you can tell that I had to fill in a bit via the different patterns of deep slate. I had to fill in the walls just so there wouldn't be any exposed cave systems. But yeah, I built all of this because I thought I would be able to stream at least the finale of Star getting kidnapped. But no, of course not. Things don't go my way. You know what? I'll stand to look at the locations for the summary, so we can at least have a visual for what I'm reading. Star wakes on a deep slate platform suspended by chains and surrounded by lava. The lava descends to reveal the guards from her past. She hears their names through their discussion. Sasha, the leader, Eric, supposedly the strategist, Sam, the brute, and a mysterious man named Drake, who isn't there currently. She asks why they chased her and her family out of the village, but doesn't get an answer. Instead, Sasha just throws a harming potion at her. Though Sam does reveal that the reason they target werewolves is because they see them as pests. But nothing more gets revealed due to Sasha silencing him. Star tries to find a way out via climbing the chains, but nearly gets shot in the process. She's struggling to find a way out. The platform is too far from where her captors are, and all of her other sides are covered by lava. So she just tries her best not to scream as more harming potions are thrown her way. They stop eventually, lowering the lava, and Star eventually drifts off to sleep, seeing the Snow Queen beckoning her again in her dreams. But this time it doesn't seem like the Queen is tampering with her dreams. It just seems like her brain is just manifesting the image of the Queen as a regular nightmare. When she wakes, the lava falls to reveal Drake, who immediately apologizes for kidnapping her and says he left a note for anyone to see. He doesn't answer any of Star's questions at first, just mentioning how he doesn't want to kill any children. Star tries to offer her trust to him by revealing her ears and tail, but he just panics and warns her that if the others were to see them, she would be dead on sight. From how he's talking, Star figures that he used to have a kid of his own, which is why he doesn't want to kill any kids of any species. Star asks for his help to escape, but he declines, saying that he will make sure that her mother gets her body. Star realizes, after asking and getting a description of her, that he means the Snow Queen. But Drake just leaves. Later, Sasha, Sam, and Drake arrive. Sasha tries to throw another harming potion at Star, but she dodges it. Through a heated argument, Star finds out that her old village was flooded and that these 4 guards are all that's left of it. Star tries to console them to get herself at least somewhat better treatment and get some kind of answers, but it doesn't work. They leave, and a while later, the lava is just open, with no one there. So she capitalizes on this situation and makes a bridge out of vines, grabs her things from the storage room, and sneaks out. The night Star was captured, her pups found an empty home with an unfamiliar scent. Ursa stays at Star's home, while Cassiopeia and Capricorn go and try and alert Golden and Marth respectfully. Golden, being the first and main one to respond, he immediately starts to look around and finds the sign that apologizes for Star being missing. Golden then alerts Emina of the situation, and Emina sends her wisps out, in which one, Technoblade, comes back with Star's goat horn. Techno leads them to Spawn Gamma, where they meet up with Marth and inform them of the situation, and all 3 follow Technoblade all the way to the edge of the industrial district, where Emina decides to fly ahead as Marth and Golden go by boat. But the path they follow just leads them around the Snow Queen's palace. As they near, Marth falls for the Queen's siren song and accuses Golden of kidnapping Star, which he very quickly denounces. And Marth uses their dark magic to force Golden to see his worst fear. Marth then falls into the shadow of the boat and disappears. Golden is just left confused, upset, and very worried about Star. He moves on after not being able to find Marth at all. And once he meets back up with Emina, informs her of the situation. Emina sends a wisp out to get Sting, who arrives by another portal. And all three eventually find Eric, who at first tries to avoid their questions or lie to find some way out of the situation without them any the wiser. But eventually, they're able to tell that he's one of her captors, and they take him hostage while they continue looking for Star. Now the two plot lines are merging. Star meets up with Emina, Sting, and Golden, and after hugging Golden, she goes to lunge. She lunges at Eric, trying to get some form of closure and answers from him finally, but Golden quickly takes out his crossbow and shoots Eric dead right in front of her before Star can do anything. After that, Sasha and Sam arrive to see Eric's dead body and start fighting the group. Golden and Star head through the nether portal, and Golden brings Star home. After a good night's rest, Star thinks to herself over why Golden would kill Eric before she could get any closure. She never planned on killing him, she just wanted answers and to inflict a bit of pain for all the pain that he caused her. Maybe Golden didn't want her to have a life on her conscience, but Star isn't too sure anymore. Especially because she knows how focused on violence he seems to be, even after everything she's said and done to try and convince him otherwise. Eventually, she just breaks down outside, wondering why in the world would he do that? And Golden arrives not long later, and Star instantly questions him. He said that he was worried what would happen to her if she killed him accidentally. He knows Star is very strong, but he was just trying to protect her from that guilt of taking someone's life, even if by accident. Star doesn't believe him and just tells him to leave. He apologizes for killing Eric and does so. A few days later, Star heads to Emina's territory, still feeling a bit bummed about the situation, and decides to spend some time with the Wisps to try and cheer herself up. One of them clings on to Cassiopeia's tail, while Cassie tries to sniff it, causing Cassie to spin in circles. Just thought that would be a fun mental image for everyone to have. Just spin! And this does help Star a good bit, and she gets a good laugh at the sight. Then Emina shows up to check on the Wisps, and the two talk about what happened after Star and Golden left. Apparently, a fight broke out which caused Emina to have some traumatic flashbacks. Star also vents about her relationship with Golden, how poorly it is faring currently. Emina then offers to accompany Star while she fills in the tunnel under her home while working to calm her down. Once it's filled, Emina heads out. Whilst I run home. Just trying to find where the heck I am. Ah, okay. Continuing on, that bit of RP was not finished. Eventually, Star vents about not feeling safe at her home anymore after hearing the stone breaking sounds, but not investigating, and being kidnapped as a result. Emina offers to accompany Star while she fills in the tunnel under her home. Star accepts this, and the two head back to Star's abode, where Star very quickly fills in the hole. And after once again asking if Star is feeling okay, Emina leaves. A week later, Star heads to the community house to start gathering supplies to make her home feel a lot safer. Once she leaves with some materials in hand, she and Sting meet up. The two converse about what happened and how Star's doing after everything, with Star thanking him for coming to save her. After catching up, Sting invites Star to stay in his lair that's very far away for a little while. Star gratefully accepts this invitation, and the two head through the nether portal to get to his home. On their way, he warns her of the different trap entrances and exits to his home, and he asks her what she learned from the situation. Star says she learned that she's stronger than she realizes, and that Golden is a lot more selfish than she gave him credit for. And that she has had seemingly no impact on him and his beliefs that violence should always be the way to go with any given situation. Sting says that he learned that Emina has some unaddressed trauma that can cause her to freeze in battle, and his specialty ammunition, fireworks with deep slate in them, works pretty well. And that Golden is morally gray when it comes to life or death, and that while his gear can help him endure the cold for a while, he will eventually need to find some warmth to restore his body temperature. Which causes Star to think a bit longer, and she realizes that there was more she learned from her situation, like Emina being stronger than what she realizes, and that even though Sting barely knows Star, he is still willing to help save her. Once they arrive in his lair, Sting and Star put some amethyst paste on her brands to see what it does to them. Star hopes that it would get rid of them, but a hole forms on her brand in the shape of an eye, but no actual eye appears this time around. Once the paste is entirely wiped away, the eye vanishes, and Sting heads out. But he also warns Star not to go into a hanging glass enclosure that's behind her. A few hours later, Sting returns, and he asks Star if she went into the glass enclosure. She says she didn't, but for the sake of teaching her, Sting doesn't believe her. He asks what she plans to do about it, and she says that since there's no way she knows to show him proof that she didn't go in, she just has to accept it and move on. Sting reveals that he did believe her, and that he only said that for the sake of teaching her that there are things that she can't control, like other people's opinions of her. He asks her what her goals are and what she wants, but tells her that he doesn't want an answer. They were meant for her to think on for now, and he heads off to a different area in his lair. Moments later, Star is thinking over Sting's questions, with Cassiopeia lying down at her side. She isn't sure what her goals are or what she wants at the moment. She wants people to trust her, but due to her mistakes and her brands, she doesn't think anyone will fully trust her anymore. Her thoughts spiral again into self-criticisms over taking the crown and not listening to anyone when they told her the queen was not to be trusted or dared to be reasoned with. She feels hopeless and questions why she should even try anymore. Cassiopeia moves to lie on top of her, which helps to ground her. Upon hearing this, Cassiopeia grumbles and pats Star on the chest to get her attention. Cassie looks at Sting, which reminds Star that she needs to keep trying for her friends. She doesn't want them to be sad or hurt. Then Cassie noses under Star's chin, which reminds her to keep trying for her own sake too. Once she fully calms down, Star gets up with a renewed sense of motivation. Star heads back to Spawn to work on fortifying her home and check on the animals she left back there. Ognatus is flying overhead and drops down to catch up with her. He had heard from Golden about what happened to her and asks if she's okay. Star says she's fine, but just feels a little unsafe at home, which is why she's working on fortifying it. Ognatos offers Star a room in his mansion and some help with fortifying her home, which Star appreciates. She also offers to help him with a project he's working on, and asks how his heat magic training is coming along. When he reveals that he's struggling, she gives him some advice of just imagining certain things that give off heat, that aren't fire. After that, the two part ways. Once she arrives back home, Star finds a letter from Golden, once again apologizing for killing one of her captors, Eric, right in front of her before she could get any closure, and if she ever wants to talk, she knows where to find him. I can show you all that letter now. Ow. Oh, come on! I can show you that in a second. I'm half tempted to take that horse. It just feels faster than running. I could have easily taken the rails to get to the rails that lead to my home. Mogus. Uh-oh. Haha. I didn't get the chest. I got the under chest. Dang it. Oh well. I'll show you all the letter once we get back. We just have 2 more entries and then we're done. So, second to last bit of lore. Oh no, we need to finish up this one. apologizing for killing one of her captors, Eric, right in front of her before she could get any closure, and if she ever wants to talk, she knows where to find him. Star thinks it over and decides to go talk to him. Once she arrives, she is more cold toward him as he tries to explain himself. He says that he was too focused on his own need for revenge more than her own. He wasn't really thinking about her in the moment and decided to make the decision for her. It all goes back to a similar moment in his past. In a double battle, it came down to him, his ally Talo named Pancake, against the enemy Charizard. Talo asked to be given the chance to get the final hit, and Golden accepted. Okay. It should be fine? Open prey? Yeah, it should be fine. Oh, come on! I'm basically riding it back. May as well. That should be fine. It has momentum. Well, whether it works or not my problem right now. That's for future Star to deal with. Anyways. Talo, Pancake to Talo asked to get the final hit, and and Golden accepted. But this was a grave mistake as it led to Talo's untimely demise. So Star's situation with Eric, with her lunging at him, just reminded him too much of that situation with Talo. Okay, here's the letter. Star, I know you said you didn't want to talk to me, but you never said anything about reading. Hence why I've sent you this, to apologize properly. I'm done hiding behind excuses. I did what I did because I wanted revenge on Eric, for everything he did to you, but I didn't stop to think what you might want, and that was truly a mistake. If my actions robbed you of closure, I couldn't be more sorry, and I'm willing to do whatever I can to help you find closure again. But I'm also proud of you. You escaped from them all on your own, while we fumbled around in the dark. You've become stronger than I ever could have imagined. I knew you were meant for something special from that moment I found you in the forest, but I couldn't have predicted the amazing person you've become. So if you still don't want to talk to me, that's your choice. But just know I'm so proud of you, and I'm truly sorry for what I did. Your brother, Golden. Also, Golden, if you're still here, truly... There is no E! There's no E in truly! Sorry, being picky with grammar. E. Anyways. Back up, and then we can finish with the last two entries once we're finished with this one, because I'm still not done because I keep getting sidetracked. Okay. Star's situation was all too familiar to that moment, so he was afraid he would lose her the same way he lost his friend. While Star says it doesn't excuse him for it in the slightest, she is willing to let it go now that she understands. Golden then explains what happened between him and Marth on their way to save her, and Star rushes out to go find them, hoping they aren't at the Queen's palace. Before she goes, Golden gives her a compass that will lead her to him no matter where she is. But right before she puts it in her ender chest and leaves, she notices it is pointing away from Golden and his house. Star finds Marth leaving the library as she rushes out of Golden's house to talk to her. To talk to them. Dear Lord, I misgendered in. I hate that. 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 I am fixing that right now. I don't care if I'm gonna delete it later. I am bad. I am bad person. Dear Lord, why did I do that? Anyways, Star finds Marth leaving the library as she rushes out of Golden's house to talk to them. Marth dodges the questions about them and asks Star how she is after everything that happened. Star says she's fine but is more concerned about them. Marth explains that when they approached the Queen's land, they weren't really themselves anymore, and that's why all of that happened. The want to be away from everyone, to be the monster you are, is one hell of a drug, Marth says. Star completely understands and says that everyone here is a monster in some way, shape, or form. So she's certain they'll accept Marth for the monster they are, and if no one else does, Star herself will. Which means a lot to Marth. After that, they part ways. A few days later, Sting gets Star's attention and asks for her help. He reveals that he is planning a party in 1 week's time from the date of this stream. It's either on Friday or Saturday next week. So, put it on your calendars. There'll be another stream coming. And he needs her help to plan and construct festivities. He asks her to gather some coral for a scavenger hunt, and she also wants to add some materials for the hunt as well, like diamonds, gold, and netherite. She also has the idea to make a parkour course. He thanks her for volunteering, and she heads out to begin gathering supplies and setting things up. Done! That's everything. I'm so happy to be done. So now we can actually, you know, play the game. How the heck did I live? So seeing as I'm done with, my storage room now that I have everything labeled, how about we finish this project that was started right before I was kidnapped? As you can probably guess from the earlier summaries, I did it because I really wanted to, mimic Marth's speed dome that we worked on. Where is... There we go. Oh wait, I don't need it. Alright, now we can just chat like I've been wanting for the past while. Woo! Hang on, just doing something real quick. Okay. Now that we're done, let's actually play Minecraft. I know that I have some spare glass here. As well as some extra sand. Whee! How tall should I make this? And yes, I'm making it all out of glass because I want to see my bees. Okay. I think 4 blocks up is fine, and then we can start going in. Perfect. Well, it's not a perfect staircase, but it's good enough for this. You know what? In the meantime, I'm going to make, or rather look up how to make, chiseled bookshelf recipe. Okay, it's planks and 3 slabs. Easy. I just need 2 of them. Ow. One, 2, 3. Perfect. Wait, no, I need... Accidentally grabbed 7. There we go. Oh, how nice. How nice is it to actually have bookshelves we can put books in? Let's see. Oh. It can only hold 6? Well, that's not great. I'm gonna need a lot more chiseled bookshelves. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And an extra one. I can just put that upstairs. Well, really, all of the empty books can go upstairs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes! Boom, boom, boom. How freaking nice is this? While yes, they all look the same, it's still nice to have 1, a different design, and 2, bookshelves you can actually freaking use. Now what do I do with this? I now have an extra bookshelf. Yeah. I don't know where to put it. Wait. Shoot. How do I test? Oh god. Crossbow. Just to quickly test to see if level 30 can still be had. Uh-oh. Because I replaced 2. But really, I still have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I still have 15. So long as I have 15, I should be fine. I'll put this in the books chest. let's see what the progress is. Nice, nice. All right. Done. Dun 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 dun. Just about. Granted, we haven't done much during this stream, but I think if we, once we finish this bee dome and put the bees and flowers in, then I'll end stream for the day. I can go repair my, wings, my elytra off camera. Because they don't need to see me kill up to 10,000 Endermen. How many have I killed? 239,777. Dang! And only 6 times have I died to one. 327 cows. $228 pillagers. 1,037 skeletons. 108 squids. 587 zombies. Dang. Alright. God, I hate that sound. Okay. I'm gonna need to light up this side of my land. Okay. Ah! No! Okay. I'm basically just trying to stall for time right now. I'm just looking for unnecessary torches and moving them to where is necessary. Okay. Ow. I'm just trying to light up my land enough so that I don't get any mobs spawning near my abode, and especially my bee farm, especially while I'm working on it. Because I'd rather not die. Especially if the death is avoidable. And technically all deaths in Minecraft are avoidable in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes you just gotta be skilled to avoid them, but even still. And if you want to know what I'm using to find a good place to place down the frog lights or the or torches or whatever light source I currently am using, look at where I'm circling. Right here, it's light level. Client light, 15, and it elaborates more. 15 for the sky, and 12 for the block. I'm looking at the block light level, because that's what it actually is. Because while right now it may be 15 due to it being daytime, once it hits night, it will go down to the light level it actually is. So I'm just trying to avoid the anything from nighttime onward. Obviously, when it is night, I can just look around for the dark spots, but during the day, I don't have that luxury. So right now, I'm just relying on what the game tells me in terms of light level. Yeah. This area is fine. I'm just trying to space out my torches a bit more. Like, it may go down to light level 5, but that's fine. That doesn't mean mobs will spawn. It honestly means quite the opposite nowadays. I'm just trying to push the darkness back as much as I can. If it's nowhere near as dark near my home, then mobs have a lot less chance to spawn. It's day 52,403. Jesus Christ. Okay. God. It swapped to my sword last second. I didn't see it until it was too late. Alright. We're doing good. Alright. Let's see. What more can I do? Do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Mana. I'm not gonna do much more moving, don't worry. We're almost done. I just want to make sure I'm pushing back the dorkness far enough away from my home that I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, we're fine. I'm basically wrapping my way around, I just noticed. So why not finish wrapping my way around the lake? So the entire lake is technically my territory as per Mufasa's words. Yes, I am a Lion King fan. Problem? If you are in the Discord, you know— if you have been in the Discord for a while, you know I am a furry. So again, problem? If you do not like furries, do not watch me, for I am one. If it wasn't obvious by the fact that I am a freaking werewolf. See, this is already looking so much safer. I ain't seen any mobs spawning near my bee farm, nor anywhere really around my land. This is looking so much safer. Aha! Just gotta find that one patch that hits 0. And once you find it, that's where you place a light. So now the entire lake is within my territory, as per Mufasa's words. Okay, it goes down to 4 there, which is a little scary, but fine. I'll take that. Never know when you could need to make some fireworks. Also, I need to quickly pop inside and grab some more food. I'm running low. Really? Really? Really, Star? And also, I need to put that in the proper chest. Okay. I mean, just look at this poor placement of pearlescent frog lights. Ah, that's ugly. And this is why I wanted to keep working on this. Because zombies can come at you from pretty far away. Ow. And creepers are freaking sneaky. So I'm working on building up my land over the hill. I see that, doggy. Give me a second. I need bones. You all may be gaining a new friend. Treat them well. Wow, that gets real close, man. 3. I got a new puppy. And this is the exact reason why I'm fighting against you all. Nice. Quite nice. Just need to keep moving. Oh. Look at this. This is just sad. Like, why the heck did I add pearlescent frog lights to an area that is pretty well lit up with torches? What the fr... I could have used those to light up the back area of my land. What the heck? Hi. Why? I oughta. Get him. Go puppy. Fun fact, did you know that the ominous banner counts as its own block? Yeah, I had to add that to the every block world. So I had to go out, find a freaking pillager tower, and Kill a pillager captain. Good. Just trying to make sure that nowhere as over here as possible for a mob to spawn and see me and come kill me. Whee! There we go. All right. We're doing good. Not only at clearing up the mountain, but also lighting up the entirety of my land. Okay. One can stay right here. Good. Alright. There we go. Now I have a bunch of the mountain cleared off. I can fill in the cave later, so now I just need to cover the hill with lights so I can make sure that no mobs spawn while I am building. And at this point, lighting the area up is taking longer than the actual building. Hi. Alright, now we're down to these. I just want to make sure that no mobs actually spawn and, like, wrap around the mountain, just, like, wandering. And then see me and start coming at me when I'm not paying attention. And, like, if it's a creeper, then it'll blow up and destroy the build, which is annoying. So I'd rather avoid that fate as much as I can. And just light the area up so no creepers can spawn. Alright. There we go. By the way, how are you all doing? Seeing as we're now in the chill part of the stream, after doing all of the recap, how are you all? Good? Iffy day? How have things been? Any answer is a good answer. I ain't looking for anything in particular. Just purely curious. I think I've done enough so I can at least continue on the B-dome. I normally use Optifine so this will look better, trust. Alright. Now to cap it off. Also, what color should I make the new pup's collar? Because I already have a pup with a red collar, though technically with the texture pack it is purple. But still. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I just need 10 sand. Hello, Ursa. You're on my bed. Now you're on the flower. Now you're on the chest in front. Ursa, down! Get down from there. I'll bring your new friend in a second. Good boy. Now, where are you? There you are. Boop. You've followed me around enough. Time for you to get some rest. There we go. Just about done. And done. Finish capping it off. There we go. Now to grab both of you. I just need a door, and I need one quick. How close is it today? Very close! Oh god. Quickly! Dies, dies, dies. Green. Okay. Rush. Here we go. They got a couple flowers, they got light, and they got a roof. So we shouldn't have any problems with losing bees anymore. The only reason we would lose them is if they got out. Which I know a singular door is not great for, but don't care. I don't like having two doors. I want to watch them come out. just to make sure we actually have bees. Do I have bees? I do! And now I have a baby bee! God, he's so tiny and I love it! He's so tiny! He's so baby! I freaking love baby Minecraft bees. They're so little. I love them. Okay, now time to focus. I know I've done my duty with covering all the land I really need to in terms of, like, oh, will a mob somehow sneak up on me while I'm around the bee dome? I know, but at the same time, I'm a very paranoid person, which, yes, is a problem. I'm working on it. But I am also one to err on the side of caution when it comes to Minecraft mobs. Because God only knows what could happen. Get back here! Alright, so let's grab a couple flowers from around my land, just so the bees don't have to constantly feed on roses. Like cornflower, dandelion, white tulip, lilac. Allium. Poppy. Orange. Red, sunflower. What else do we have around here? An azure bluette. Lily of the valley. Cornflower. I think that's everything. Everything that I currently have, that is. I know this isn't all the flower types, but it's enough. Alright. I think that's all the flowers I have. Yeah. Yeah, all the too tall flowers will stay in the corners. So, Alright. So this place is fully decked out. It's got a bunch of different kinds of flowers. It's got so far 3 bees. I'm just gonna take another look around over in this direction just to make sure that there aren't any other kinds of flowers hiding from me. No? Okay. I'm gonna quickly grab a bucket from downstairs so I can get rid of this. So I can get rid of the bad omen. And then I'll edge stream. Well, no, I have a location for that. There we go. And gunpowder. Wait, no, it's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Let's think. What was I gonna grab? Shoot. Must not have been important. Oh, right, a bucket for the bad omen. I'm gonna keep a bucket upstairs with me just in case this happens again. Thank you, Bob. You're a lifesaver. Just gonna put the bucket in there and put the banner out on my wall of banners. Another one to add to the collection. That home went from literally my survival home to the most ominous fucking house. Oops. The most ominous freaking house you've ever seen. Like, there are heads inside of it of all different kinds. Like, different player heads, different mob heads, so on. And then there's just a bunch of ominous banners. Just like, what the heck? That is so ominous. So, I shall ascend and remind you all of everything I said at the beginning of stream. So, at the beginning of stream, I said that, for one, the written lore is going to be no more on my channel. There will be more gameplay videos showing more of my personality and who I am. I'm going to be doing more gameplay streams. YouTube is my permanent residence because Twitch messed up recently and just lost my trust entirely. I'm working on making a community server, so if you want to join the community server, click the link in the description down below to join the Discord, because it'll only be open for those that aren't in the Discord. Even if you are a subscriber of mine, that doesn't fully guarantee that you will be in the server. You need to be in the Discord to be able to join the server. I don't have it up and running yet, but I will eventually. I'm working on it. And, yeah. So I'm working on getting the server up and running. All of the written lore will be done in recaps, like the beginning of it, like earlier in this stream, prior to any in-game lore that happens. So if I have plans to do any in-game lore, at least a couple days before, or maybe even the day before, I will do a recap stream like this one, and then the next day will, or within the coming days, will be the lore stream. Speaking of lore streams, there is one that's similar to Aknatus' party on my channel, next week on like Friday or Saturday, depending on how things work out. I will ping everyone in the Discord and make a community post on my channel to let you all know. I'm gonna be doing more of a variety in games, so it isn't just gonna be Minecraft anymore. It's gonna be things like FNAF, Undertale, Portal, so on and so forth. Now for the regular final promotions at the end of the stream. Sub to the channel if you like my content. If you want to talk to fans like you, or even talk to me, join the Discord server in the link down below. And if you want to support me even further, you can join the Patreon or donate to my GoFundMe for a service dog and its gear. Alright, that's everything from me. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you all later. Bye!